Thanks for coming back to Foundation Radio. My name is Adam Barnard, and I'm here with the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. I'm not sure. Where are we?
Past that. We're past that.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say, is there any additional modeling coming down your way? Because I was hoping for a Sports Illustrated, swimsuit cover this year.
I don't know if the world's ready for that, my good sir. No. That's just it's the way the French say Otis, so I think Otis. So she still calls me out the Alpha Queen, but yeah, I believe it's always the Otis.
I love how much you guys are getting over with the crowd, and it felt really organic. Tell me about that process with you. Was it exciting? Was it amazing?
Man.
He is. Look at this. He looks organic.
Not even touch.
Look at this. This is an impressive
baby.
shoot layout.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You said it perfectly, because something happening organically like this, like us turning babyface, if you will, is the best way that things happen in our business. Because when we try to force things too much, the crowd sniffs that out. Our crowd is very intelligent these days. They're smart, and so they get that. So the fact that we just kind of got these little 30-second segments and 45-second segments and stuff with Maxine and the Viking Raiders, and it just happened, man. And it was like, it feels so good when it just happens like that, as opposed to trying to force it down people's throats. So
it's been really amazing to watch the ascent for you guys as well. Tell me a little bit more about your win over Gunther, the ring general, the Intercontinental Champion. How exciting was that for you to have that win? And then I would imagine, is going to be the next step for you after this?
I don't think too many people expected to hear "and your winner, Chad Gable" when that match got started. But it happened, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. Just full transparency, I've been asking for a chance to prove myself as a singles guy for a long time. I felt like I've been ready. And if this is my chance, you trust me, I'm not going to squander it. I'm going to make the most of it. And I try to do that with everything, whether it's they tell you got a 5-minute match with Gunther. Well, that seems short to a lot of people, but we can make that the best thing on the show if we want to. Not only that, but it kind of parlayed into the next match because he restarted it. So we ended up wrestling for 13, 14 minutes on TV, So it's people got a little taste and maybe a little bit of a restrained version of what we would do on a pay-per-view or something. And if that's the beginning, just imagine what's to come, man. I can't wait. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. I feel like it's long overdue for you. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and I love your work.
Thank you.
Otis, I got to ask you as well. I feel like you're overdue for a singles title as well. When are you going to crush Austin Theory's head like a grapefruit? When is that going to happen?
Austin Theory is a stud. I will admit that.
I mean, yes, he is. Yes, to be fair.
What he calls himself, a rocket in the industry. But to crush his head, I mean, man, it would be great. He does have that cocky kind of smile. He's got the bod,
right.
But I got the bod as well, baby. So if he wants to do anything higher risk or do that little drop kick through the second rope, he's going to run into a damn brick wall, baby. So that title should be around this goofy waist, baby.
I am very excited for this. I have to ask, I'm a fan of the worm. I was a worm partaker. A caterpillar.
Yeah, Scotty's going to get mad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scotty. I apologize. Fan of the caterpillar. I'm a caterpillar connoisseur myself. Did you ever get worried about not performing it correctly in the ring? You ever worry about smacking your face? Because I've been in positions.
It's happened many a times.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's just something where it's a risk. I think probably the worst one would be in Saudi Arabia. We had a 50-man battle royal, and then you can add to the heat. And I was told through the notes there has to be a caterpillar in this match. But the best part was it was after 20 guys have been eliminated, and it's already sweat. I had no grip. It was basically me just humping the floor, and I had no momentum. And I went to get up, and my boot just slid, and I basically did this weird kneeling headbutt on my own partner because Tucker was slipped as well. So it was probably that one, and I forgot I think it was Crown Jewel or something. Yeah, it was carnage, brother.
I was going to say, I'm glad you mentioned Tucker because Tucky has become a catchphrase in our house, in my home. The kids love it, as well as tomato chips. Yeah. And shoosh is a big one as well at the house as well. Again, organically, did that where was the genesis of the shoosh movement? And the phrase itself?
I think I talked about this somewhere yesterday as well, but it was I had finally hit a point in my career where, and full transparency again, I up to a certain point was not quite walking on eggshells, but I was being very reserved. I was like, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to just have some matches once in a while and perform, do my job. But then I was like, you know what, screw this. It's not working. I'm not connecting with people, and I'm not one to just sit here and be happy just being here. So I said, let's just start doing the stuff I like and stuff that I enjoy. I mean, the shoosh, I stole from Pauly Shore from Encino Man.
Yeah,
okay, so but it's my favorite stuff of all time. So I'm I'm going to do that on TV, and I don't care. I'm finally getting a chance to talk. I'm going to do it. And then like, lo and behold, the one thing that I enjoy and that I loved my whole life is what everybody found and connected with. And so it's just crazy how that stuff happens, man. And then the thank you was the same thing. I don't even remember where I took that from, the way I said it, but like the first time I did it, I just looked around and people were like, that's it. Like, that's how simple it is. I've been trying so hard for so long to rack my brain and come up with crap, and all I had to do was just be an idiot once in a while.
And the hard thing to get used to now is a sheesh from a crowd may sound like a boo. So I remember in France we had a show and music hits, and I'm like, wow, I think we're back to the old us here. I thought we were going to be welcomed here.
It's funny because it's a curse and a blessing, like both of those, the shoosh and the thank you. If you want the crowd to do it with you, like thank you ends up sounding like a boo, and the shoosh sounds like a boo. So you do it, and you're like, oh, crap, what did I do?
You're standing there like, I'm not, how do I respond to this?
Own it and do it, baby. If they boo or cheer.
As long as they're making noise.
That's right. I have one final question for you guys. I appreciate your time. I'm from Philadelphia, and WrestleMania 40 is right around the corner. You're going to be in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a spot you frequent in Philadelphia, cheesesteak-wise? Is that on your menu with the organic? I mean, I can take you to some places if you want.
I would love you to do that. I'm not as big of a foodie as everyone else, but I'm open to cheesesteaks in Philly. Philly's got a special place in our heart. We frequent Iron Sport Gym in Philly, hardcore powerlifting gym with our man Steve over there. Welcomes us every time. Got some gnarly workouts in. But Philadelphia, if you got any coffee recommendations, because last time the coffee shop we stopped at does not get the Academy approval. So
there's a great spot. There's a bunch of them that's called Federal Donuts. They have great coffee, and they have fried chicken sandwiches. So when you guys come through,
what a combo!
I'll let you know. Right? That's what I'm saying. Right? So what about
coffee?
What about you? What's your favorite cheesesteak joint out there in Philadelphia?
I can't remember. I went with Tucky, surprisingly.
Right.
And I forgot the name of it, but the line was so massive. And I remember everyone turning around going, because again, one lady goes, who's that big boy? Because when you have Tucker with his hair down, with his guns out, he's getting the ladies' attention. So, he's over there just shaking his hair, just like in the wind. And then they all just let us cut through. I said, no, it's okay. And then all of a sudden they're buying our cheesesteaks. I don't know what spot it was, but I love the people there, man. Yeah.
It's an amazing time. Chad Gable, Otis, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. New episodes of Foundation Radio every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and anywhere else you get your favorite podcasts.